Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ngozi. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. Click on that little notification bell so you never miss an upload. On this channel we talk about love, marriage, dating, friends, any real matter that's trending, we'll talk about it on this channel. And today I'm talking about change. Now, it doesn't matter who you are, whether you're a woman, a man, a child, it really doesn't matter. At some point in your life, change will become a welcome topic. Now, the first thing to note when wanting to change is that it is never too late to change. Never too late. As long as there is life, there is hope. And as long as there is hope, you can do something about your situation. You can shift it from one position to the next. No matter how small, you can do something about it. The second thing to note is that you have to be realistic. You have to identify exactly what it is that you want changed in your life. If you just get up and become overambitious and want to have an entire overhaul of your entire world, that's going to fail very quickly, and that can be very discouraging. And having experiences like that, episodes of false starts, can really discourage you and put you back where you started, and maybe altogether you just give up on the idea of change. What you want to do is set realistic targets. Identify little things that you want to change that ultimately all add up to big changes in your life. The third thing to note is that obstacles are inevitable. There are a lot of obstacles to change. It isn't a very simple journey. And some of those obstacles could be your environment, it could be your family, it could be friends. When we speak about your environment, if you are a plant, then you have to be in conducive environment to sprout and change from a seed into whatever plant it is that you're meant to be. It's the same with human beings. If you are in the wrong environment, you won't be able to thrive. And that brings me to the point of family and friends. Your family, your relatives are individuals who have a live recording of your past. They continue to play up that recording when engaging with you, when dealing with you. So say, for instance, you are now going to be an early riser, for instance, and you have been known to be an individual who wakes up very late. Now, people have spent years living with you and have understood you to be a late riser. So you're going to have to be a little bit more patient and consistent with your change before your family, your friends, or whoever it is that is in your circle starts to notice that you have changed. So you have to be patient and you have to remain consistent. The other aspect of relatives is that some individuals might not like the changes that they see, but you have to understand that you come first. And if your change is to better your life, if your change is to reinvent yourself, then you are the priority. And if an individual suddenly becomes unhappy with the changes that you're making and continues to make references to your past, then clearly this individual isn't really ready to come along with you on this new chapter of your life. Once upon a time, there was a young man who had a good friend, and throughout their young lives, they would have girlfriends, and sometimes they would cheat on their spouses. One would cover for the other, and the other would cover for, the other. And as they got older, one of them had gone on to become a little bit more settled, a little bit more mature, and eventually got married, as did the other friend. Person A had gone on to start a family with his lovely wife and became really dedicated, faithful, loyal, and true. And the other one carried on in the ways that he had always done. One night, person A gets a text from person B saying, "Just to say, I am with you tonight having drinks." So person A gets very confused and thinks, oh my goodness, he's now cheating on his wife. So he gets the text again and again. And the third time he contacts his friend and he says, listen, this is what we used to do when we were a lot younger. I can't do this anymore. This is not who I am. I can't have your wife suddenly call me, bring me into the mix and say, where is so-and-so? And then I start to lie for you. And an argument ensued. And that relationship, to say the least, came to an end because he was no longer willing to be that individual that person B knew him to be, right? I hope I didn't say that in a roundabout way. So these are some of the things as an example that can interfere with you wanting to change. You have to understand that he didn't want his wife to even be privy to an aspect of his life that he has, very well earned to call his past. He's grown. We're all allowed to grow. We're all allowed to make changes. And if there is any individual in your life, particularly close family, friends, that start to become really difficult because you're becoming a different person, then that relationship has clearly expired. All right. And then if it's family, that then becomes a slower process. You can't always just up and leave your family because you want to change. But what happens is you do have to some way, somehow create some distance geographically between you and family or relatives so that you can succeed in changing, especially when they're not supportive of the changes that are coming up in your life. Why do I say distance? If you live under the same roof, then of course your change process is going to be a lot longer. It just is, because you're not encouraged to be the person you want to be. They are determined to hold on to who you were. Sometimes individuals are selfish. They want what they want. They want you to be who they want you to be. And you've grown up and you've decided, no, this is actually who I will be. It definitely would take you leaving that space altogether so that you can make some changes and prove yourself. You need to prove yourself when it comes to family members. Now, I'm not saying you live your life for people around you, but there are certainly people you respect enough to want to be considerate of their feelings to some degree. But if it in any way inhibits the ability for you to go on and be successful in the changes you want to make for yourself, then their feelings would have to be demoted. This isn't something that's very easy for individuals to do. Family can be one of the most complex individuals to deal with when you are navigating your life as a young person and coming up to being an adult. And being an adult comes with a price. When you make certain decisions, when you sort of draw the line, set boundaries for yourself, stand up for yourself, put your foot down, there are some consequences. You lose some relationships. You have to get used to that because what you're going to do, if a family member decides the changes you're making is not good for them, but you know that these changes are good for your life, you're going to have to choose. And so they've put themselves in that hard choice, and it's not your fault. You're going to have to make decisions for yourself. Again, that requires creating distance, because the longer you stay in an environment where individuals such as relatives who already have a live recording of your past continue to play that past up repeatedly, it's going to slow down your change process. For some changes, they don't happen overnight. They happen over a period of time. So let's say you have a colorful past. You had a promiscuous life or something of the sort, and you want to reinvent yourself because you're allowed to. You are allowed to change your life. You're allowed to be whoever you want to be, as long as you put your mind to it. So let's assume you're that individual. You have a life that, definitely if someone heard about it would be very judgmental. Why they would be is beyond me, because we all make mistakes. Some of us are just really good at hiding it, okay? So let's assume yours is, was the talk of the town, and you have a reputation. Relocating might be a good option for you. This is important. When you take the time, you pull that money together, you pick a good town, a good city, a good state, a good country, it doesn't matter where. It definitely will give you a chance to rebuild and earn you some years of changed behavior so that you can point to the past in a distant way and say, that was my past. You can't have been a thief yesterday and just wake up this morning and say, I'm no longer a thief. Individuals who know you aren't going to buy it. So with changes like that, you need a little bit of time, consistency. Individuals seeing, no, you don't steal anymore. Individuals seeing you don't tell lies anymore. Individuals seeing that you're tidy. You're a tidy person. You do have a clean house. You know what I mean? Some changes require a bit of time before it becomes tangible. And then you have a right to say, that was my past, because you actually have put that behavior into the past. And as you are around other individuals who aren't exactly privy to who you were, your confidence begins to grow. You start to believe in what you think of yourself. And individuals around you who started interacting with you, who maybe are new friends, new neighbors, whoever it might be, they start to be some sort of reference. They know who you are now. All they know of you is what you've presented. And over a period of time, you are now this new person, okay? You can change. One of the key things about change is you need to forgive yourself for whatever thing it might be that you've decided is no longer what you want in your life, so that you can confidently move forward with the changes that you've proposed for yourself. The most important thing when it comes to change is your faith. I'm a follower of Jesus Christ. I'm not speaking about church. I'm speaking about being a follower, a believer in Jesus Christ. So I pray a lot. You know, to keep me on the straight and on the narrow, and to center myself and to encourage myself and stand firm in what it is I want to do, what I don't want to do. And in having that faith, it's also a lot easier to forgive myself. So I'm able to bounce back, say on a daily basis or on a couple of daily basis or on a weekly basis. I'm able to bounce back quicker than, say, an individual who doesn't have a hope or who doesn't have faith. It's important that you rely on faith to see you through different changes, because a lot of consequences come when you make changes in your life. Like I said, you could lose relationships, friendships. Some lose marriages altogether because they made changes to their life, good changes. You understand? Someone could be in an abusive relationship, and because they found faith and they found hope and they believe that they can change their situation altogether, they break away from, say, a very negative and toxic situation. So it is important to rely on your faith. As you go about making decisions to change your life, consider these points, and remember, change is always possible and it's never too late. Thank you so very much for watching. I'll see you again soon in the next video. Take care. Bye.